Hi, everyone. So I've been MIA for the last couple of days. I know I'm giggling at myself. You don't even want to know. I'm not even going to say it. um, it. So I've been MIA the last couple of days. I've been doing personal readings, but I haven't done the daily energy updates because life has just kind of been life, right? And sometimes we just have to like deal with life things. There are some definite trigger moments that are happening right now with Mercury trining Chiron. Mercury's in Leo, Chiron is in Aries. We also have the sun still conjunct with Venus. So the sun and Venus and Mercury and Mars are all still in Leo. So we're still doing the super fast paced thing with all this fire energy, but this Mercury trine Chiron is triggering, like very, very, very triggering. I've noticed it in my circle, in my life, not just with me, but with people that I interact with. I've really noticed that there are things in their life or in their sphere that they're really having to, that are coming up in dream spaces, in text conversations. Text conversations can be taken very, very differently right now. Like, you know how you can't express emotion when you're texting somebody, or they can't hear the way that you're trying to say something. They could take it totally the wrong way right now. So, and I've noticed that again. I've noticed that in my life. I've also noticed that things that I'm very easily triggered by. When I say trigger, I mean there's an emotional reaction, an emotional response from within myself when something happens that I need to pay attention to and recognize it and be consciously aware of it within myself and heal it, right? So that's when a healer says trigger, when you're being triggered by something, when there's a catalyst to your healing, that's usually what it means. It means that you're having an emotional reaction or an emotional response to something that somebody said or did, or something from your environment, or maybe it was even just like something that you did, or a memory, a thought process, something like that, that is like making you consciously aware that something isn't sitting quite right within you. The reason why we have these is for growth, right? I've also had a lot of downloads lately. We did just have the full moon in Aquarius yesterday, and I was really debating on whether I wanted to do a full moon in Aquarius daily energy update. If I don't do, like from here on out, if I don't do like a full moon or a new moon or an eclipse update, please check my community page you can just go to my page on the YouTube and hit community, and you'll see I'll probably do an update or something like that for why. Yesterday was it wasn't about releasing, it wasn't about purging, it wasn't about um, doing the chakra system. It wasn't about like charging up our chakras or charging up our crystals or manifesting anything. Yesterday was about sitting with yourself and doing a lot of growth, healing, reminiscing, looking at everything that you've been through up until now, through the Lion's Gate, through the Leo new moon. We have a Virgo new moon at the end of this month. A lot of energy has happened in August. And at the Virgo new moon, we will be doing some manifesting. It's actually on my birthday, so that's going to be really fun. Might get some balloons and stuff. We're going to celebrate me on my birthday. So we have a lot of energy that's happening in August. And so I really want you to be kind to yourself right now. Really take care of your body. I am learning a lot about taking care of my body, and I love that I'm doing it in Leo season as we move into Virgo, because Virgo rules the sixth house. The sixth house is all about your daily habits, the little details in life. It's also about health, and it's taking care of yourself. And I recently went through this huge thing where I was not paying attention to my human vessel as much as I was paying attention to the spiritual side of me, my soul's growth, my higher self, and the learning aspect. I was not taking care of myself, my body, my human body in the way that I should have been. So I like that has really been shown to me. That was a wound that I had to pay attention to. And the fact that I can like go through this journey with you guys It's really nice. It's really fun. And I know that I'm not alone. So, and I want you to know that you're not alone either. That's what this community is all about. We're all growing with each other. If you want to be a part of the Instagram community or the Twitter community as well, I've been working on tweeting a little bit more than I have been. I just haven't had a lot of time lately. So that's been a little bit slow going, but try to be on Instagram at least once a day, if not more. Let's see. I'm going to shuffle these a couple of times. Friday, August 16th. I am going to be putting out the love readings this weekend. So I'll probably do like half and half. I haven't decided exactly how I'm going to do it. I don't want anybody to feel left out. And when I do the love readings, the way that I do the general readings, a lot of people feel like, well, where's mine? Where's mine? Where's this sign? Where's this sign? Where's this sign? So I'm going to try and just get them all out this weekend and all at once. Okay. So let's see what's going on for August 16th. I hope you all have been having a really good week. We've been getting the Justice card quite a bit lately. So I do feel like there's this karmic retribution that's happening. It's almost as if I'm hearing that things are balancing out, that things are coming together, that it feels like the karmic lessons that you've been learning this whole year are sort of making sense now. Like things are starting to make sense. And a lot of it has to do with environmental factors. So we have the Justice card, and then we have the 10 of Pentacles. It feels like the lessons when it comes to your balance and stability are being made, like they're being shown to you, right? They could be shown, again, they could be shown to you like in your dream state. They could be shown to you by like somebody triggering you, or you just being in your environment and being triggered by your environment. But I also have the Two of Swords here. And the Two of Swords for me is a lot of the time it's about like not seeing the bigger picture. I feel like some of us are still waiting for answers when it comes to what we're going to do with the environment. The 10 of Pentacles, you guys have heard me explain, you've been watching me for a while, you've heard me explain the 10 of Pentacles a few times. But for me, the 10 of Pentacles can go one of two ways, right? You can have all the things. You can have the nice house, the nice car, the nice job, the family, everything. You could have that Instagram life, right? I was actually having this conversation with my middle son the other day where like you go on Instagram and everything looks perfect, right? You go on Facebook and everything looks perfect. Everybody's lives are hunky-dory, right? But I guarantee you that you see what people want you to see on Facebook and Instagram. You don't see all of the sadness. You don't see the pain. You don't see the anger that happens because everybody has that. You know, nobody's life is 100% perfect. I don't care who you are. So you can have all of the things and be empty inside, or be sad inside, or not feel whole inside. Or the other side of the 10 of Pentacles could be that you feel whole inside, but you don't have all of the things, but you still feel complete. You feel complete without having all of the things, right? You can still have all of the things and feel whole inside. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. But if you aren't secure within yourself first, and you feel whole inside first, all of the things are not going to change your perspective in life. All of the things cannot fix your problems. Money can't fix your problems. The house can't fix your problems. Right? You can have all the money in the world and still have a lot of problems. Sometimes even more issues than, say, somebody who doesn't have a lot of money. Maybe somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, they don't, I mean, they're pretty content. with what they do have, because they know that the things aren't going to fill them up. The things aren't going to make them happy. So, whoa. Okay. So we're going to honor all of this. And then we have the Five of Swords. And then over here, what came out all together, we have the Six of Swords, we have the High Priestess, we have the World, and we have the Moon. I feel like, again, this Five of Swords is, you could feel very deceived by somebody else, and you're actually moving away from that person, or you know that you have to move away from somebody that you feel very deceived by. It's very interesting because I feel like a lot of us, what's happening right now is we're trying to balance out our lives, and we're trying to balance out everything around us, and we're trying to balance out ourselves from the inside too, right? This is a very, very healing time. And I feel like intuitively we know that there are some people that we no longer can have in our existence because it's just a negative energy around us all the time, right? Don't lie to yourself and say, I'm just going to keep this person around because I've been friends with them for a really long time. It's a family member. I feel like I have to be a part of this person's life because of this, and this. There's this guilt factor, right? We are kind of guilted into thinking that we have to be in people's existence because they're family members, or because we've been friends with them for 20 years and we've been putting up with all their stuff for all this time, so why not just put up with it longer, right? When it comes to needing to move away from, and when I say move away, I mean like energetically, maybe physically too, but energetically, if you feel like you have to remove yourself from somebody's life or remove somebody else from their life, let it go. Like allow yourself to do that without the guilt or the shame of needing to do it. If they're a negative aspect in you're trying to balance your life out, right? Like you're trying to make good on your karmic existence. You know, you are, well, that's really funny. You are, by the way, I am, you know how, like I've said in the past that like I can't keep like all watches die, right? Every single watch I've ever owned in my life, so I stopped wearing them. I decided I'm going to experiment. So I got an Apple Watch because I'm also doing like working out and walking and stuff like that, and it's really good. Could have gotten a Fitbit, but I have an iPhone, so I might as well get an Apple Watch, right? So we're going to experiment, and we're going to see how long it lasts with all of my Mercury energy, okay? So, and it just like it just went off or something like that. So anyways, try not to get distracted by that. Anyway, so we are trying to live our best lives. And if we keep negative people in our life because we feel like we're obligated to do it for some reason, and when I say negative people, I mean the people that like you literally cringe when they text you, or you can't even imagine like going out and having a drink with somebody, or going out and having dinner with somebody, or like a friend from your past or something like that, because they suck your energy dry. They suck the life out of you and you can't get it back, right? You just feel icky being around them. That's somebody who is not energetically connected. That's not somebody who's energetically aligned with your path. When somebody else's energy just makes you feel icky, or you just like can't stand being around them, that is somebody who is not in alignment with where you're going in your life. Okay. And it can be family members that happens with, right? Also, don't hold yourself back because you feel obligated to take care of somebody, or, I mean, like, obviously if you have children, you have to take care of your children, but, like, you know, don't take care of your parents because you feel obligated that you have to, or your grandparents, or whatever, right? There are some cycles that are ending right now where we have to get really super honest with ourselves. And the reason why we have to, and it's not out of being mean. Like, I'm not saying be mean to people. I'm just saying put your boundaries up. You have to have boundaries right now. And intuitively, some of you are already recognizing the people that you can no longer have in your life, right? The Six of Swords and the High Priestess. You intuitively know what I'm talking about when I say those energetic vampires who are stealing your energy and not giving anything back to you, right? And you also can feel that these cycles, these karmic cycles that we continue to go through over and over and over again, they have to end. I mean, I can look at somebody, and I'm not going to like name any names or anything like that, but I've like seriously had to look at people in my life and say, you would hear from me more often if you weren't so negative. If every single word that came out of your mouth or every single thing that we talked about weren't something negative where you're a victim because the whole world is against you all the time. And I've tried to help, people to like get out of that space, to not feel like the world is constantly against them, and how to remove themselves from certain things. And they refuse to do it. And then I say to them, I would be in your life more if you weren't such a negative person, because that sucks my energy dry and I can't do it. And they get mad at me for saying that, for putting up my personal boundaries and saying, I can't do this. This is not something that feels good to me. They get mad at me, and then I have to say, okay, not in alignment. We are not in alignment. I have to keep my circle very, very small for that reason alone. I mean, I hate to say that you have to prove it to be, you don't really have to prove much to be around, to be a good, to like be in my life. But if it's something, if I can already tell that there's some kind of energetic negativity happening, then I put my boundaries up. And that's what I mean by healthy boundaries, being very, very honest with people and saying like, no, like this is my limit. This is where it ends. Let's see what this Justice card is. Okay. Some of you are going through some legal things that you're still kind of contemplating. That the Two of Pentacles on Justice, you have to make some decisions when it comes to some legal situations, maybe some legal documents that you have to do when it comes to the house or where you're living or your environment. But with the Two of Pentacles on the Justice card, this could also be about balancing out not just your energy, but also your finances. And so you can grow. So you can move into a new environment. So you can push forward into where you need to go in your life. There's some kind of balancing around your material stuff. But it's so interesting because I feel like there's balancing around material stuff, but there's also a balance. It's like the material stuff and the energetic stuff are working together right now in order to balance your life out. And there's some confusion when it comes to what we really want versus what we have, right? So the Seven of Cups on the Ten of Pentacles, I feel like some of you are actually like moving too, and you might be signing documents and you're just trying to figure out like how to balance out the funds, and you want to have the same energy, you want to have a good energetic space to be in as well. But that Seven of Cups on the Ten of Pentacles, it's like there are a lot of options out there, and some of you might not even recognize that there are more. It's like there are more options out there than you think there are. With the Two of Swords, it's like, are you paying attention to all of the options that are being given to you, or are you kind of grappling with the how and the why, right? Instead of looking at everything as a whole, and seeing it all as a whole, you're missing out on particular things because you're, yeah, some of you actually really are moving. Some of you don't see that you can move forward right now. It's like you're stuck in a place where you feel like you can't move forward, but you actually can. You actually can. With the Chariot on the Two of Swords, some of you actually can move forward from wherever it is you are, but you're playing it small. Some of you are limiting yourselves. Playing it small because you feel like you're not able to move forward. You're not able to push forward. You see? Let's see what this Five of Swords is. Yeah. Some of you, we have another 2 here. Some of us are lying to ourselves and we just need to take the risk and to like, I have the Fool and the Two of Wands. There are a lot of decisions here that need to be made. And there's movement. There's movement. There is a movement forward. There's movement forward. See, with the Fool. But that Five of Swords is like something inside of you keeps telling you to stop, and I feel like it's your ego. I feel like it's or you're not feeling like you're good enough. There's some kind of lie that you're telling yourself that you have to be stuck where you are. And you don't have to be stuck where you are. There's a way out of whatever situation it is that you're in. I think for some of you, it's money issues. I think for some of you, it's there's some kind of karmic lesson that you're learning here on how to balance your life out. Like doing a hard reset. And this Mercury trine Chiron is digging up some very like buried wounds. And then when the moon, because right now the moon is in Pisces, and when the moon moves into Aries and we have that Aries conjunction with Chiron, that Aries moon conjunction with Chiron that will happen within the 3 days, there will be even more things that are brought to light for you to make you see where it is that you're holding yourself back, to make you see. And when I say you, I mean, I'm talking to myself as well. Because we all need to be very aware of where we're holding ourselves back and where we need to push forward and where we need to allow ourselves to take some risks. Some of them might have to be calculated risks, but I feel like a lot of us need to just do it. Allow yourself to do it. That's what the full moon in Aquarius wants from us, right? That's what this full moon in Aquarius energy really, really wants from us. The Page of Wands on the High Priestess and the Six of Swords. I want you to really pay attention to the messages that you're getting from other people right now. It may not be like a really blatant, this is exactly what I mean when I say this kind of message from someone, but there might be like an underlying, or even from yourself. Like if you're in meditation and you're trying to get answers, really, really, really listen and pay attention to yourself right now. Because I feel like there are a lot of answers that you're going to get through meditation or through the things that you're doing so that you can move forward. That Six of Swords is all about moving from rough waters into calmer waters. Your intuition is trying to tell you something. Your higher self, your spirit guides, source, you are getting downloads. You are getting messages. And if you're not hearing them, I feel like it's time for you to get quiet and allow those messages to come through. Allow those messages to come in. And I feel like some of the messages are about ending some cycles. Some of them, you got to get really honest with yourself when you're ending a cycle. Like when I had to get really honest with myself that my physical health was not as good as I wanted it to be, because I I could have just kept lying to myself over and over and over again and just kept deteriorating, right? But there were a lot of things that my intuition was telling me, and then my physical vessel was telling me. So you have to get honest with yourself, even when it's super, super uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable it is, the more of a wound that needs to be healed. And so let's clarify what the world and the moon represents right now for us, because this is I feel like this is a pretty potent reading for a lot of us to get super honest with where we are right now, all of the options that are being given to us, and what we're not seeing because out of fear of failure, out of fear of rejection, out of fear of not being like, doing something and then like allowing ourselves to get out there and do the thing that we really want to do the most. Maybe we need to quit a job so we can start working on our own. Maybe we need to start looking in other areas for jobs. Maybe we need to allow ourselves to be a little bit stronger and push forward. I forgot to mention, I was going to say this at the very beginning of the video and I totally forgot to mention, the Virgo birthday special is now available for purchase. So if you want to get a one-on-one live reading with me for 1 hour, usually they're $150. For the birthday special, there is $100. The Leo birthday special is still going. It will be going until August 25th. So make sure you get that taken care of. August 25th is a Sunday. So make sure if you're a Leo and you want to get your birthday reading, make sure you get that done. The Six of Wands, this is exactly what I'm saying. The Six of Wands on the world. I love it when the cards work with me. What's at the bottom of the deck? Oh, the Four of Swords. Talk about healing. Healing and meditation, right? Four of Swords, healing and meditation. The Six of Wands on the moon and the world. Your victory lies in being honest with yourself. No bullshitting. No more bullshitting. We bullshit ourselves more than anybody else could bullshit us in our lives. It's true. I can tell myself a lie and believe it so easily sometimes. Like, I don't need to work out today. If I do it tomorrow, I'll be fine. Big fat lie. I won't be fine. If I don't do it today, then I guarantee you I won't do it tomorrow either. Right? So remember that. Stop lying to yourself about even little things. If I don't call that person today, they'll still be here tomorrow for me to call. Or I can do that. Putting things off, procrastinating, allowing yourself to not see the bigger picture, allowing yourself to procrastinate out of fear, allowing yourself to not move forward because it never worked in the past, so why would it work now? It's time, now is the time to ask yourself, what do I keep lying to myself about? What do I need to change? What pattern do I need to change in my life? What cycle do I need to end in my life? What do I need to start doing in order to improve my life for myself? And when you can do that and be really, really honest with yourself and then move forward, you'll feel so much better that you stopped putting it off, or you stopped lying to yourself, or you stopped telling yourself that you couldn't do it. Because the universe will support you in that. When you raise your vibration and you allow yourself to manifest from a high vibrational place, because you can manifest the negative things too, all you want. A lot of people will say to them, but I'm so unlucky in life. I'm so unlucky in life. Bad things always happen to me. Why is it that good things never happen to me? It's not true that good things never happen to you. You just don't allow yourself to see the goodness that you can get out of life. You keep focusing on the negative. The more you focus on the negative, and we've talked about this before, when you have your intentions set on a positive outcome, that's where your energy is going. Your energy is flowing where your intention goes, right? So if your intentions are set on things always being negative in your life and nothing ever working out for you, that's a big fat lie. And that's where your energy is going to go, and that's where things will intentionally, things will never work out for you, because that's what you just think, right? So this is a really big healing time. There's a lot of movement forward that's happening. There's a lot of movement forward that's happening, and I love that. Remember to keep your boundaries up when it comes to people in your life. Be grateful for the things that you have in your life right now. Instead of thinking about all of the negative stuff that's happening, be grateful for the things that are happening in your life. I love you guys so very much. Take really good care of yourselves, and I'll see you really soon.